Call meeting order to 5 p.m. Introduction, select board first.
Matt Maxwell, select board.
Eric Keeman, select board.
And Foreigner, town administrator. Chris, when you're ready.
That's right, you put down.
Stephanie Rondo, planning commission.
Daniel Rondo, resident.
Jim Cobb, president. Nathan Standish, road foreman.
Kevin McCall, City of Newport Fire Department. Fire Chief. Chuck Newton, City of Newport Fire Department. Dave Barlow, Town Treasurer.
Hey, Dan.
Hey,
Your
Senator.
turn.
Dan Webster, select board.
Hi.
We heard the person online with us. All right, any changes or additions to the agenda? Let's go to public comment. Do you guys want to go first?
Sure. Hi, so my name's Kevin McCall, in case you don't know who I am. I brought Chuck Newton. I'm the fire chief of City of Newport Fire. We just wanted to come down kind of informally, and we haven't been here, it seems like forever, and just kind of let you guys know what's going on and what we're doing, and kind of get a feel for, you know, what's your thinking Newport Fire is, how we're doing folks up you guys.
I think you guys do great.
Well, we appreciate that.
Very, very happy.
You guys have always been very supportive of us, and, you know, we're privileged to be able to help you guys out when we do. Yeah, so just quickly, I mean, we roughly have around 28 guys in the Newport Fire right now. We have a pretty full staff. We have 4 junior firefighters. They're 14 to 17 years old, which is great. Yeah, we get a lot of good young people coming up through. Once they get to 18, they have the opportunity to join full time, and we actually end up, you know, interviewing again and voting them on if they so desire. Let me see, so far this year, Newport City has responded to about 70 calls. Out of those 70, 10 have been in Coventry limits that we've responded to. Gosh, Chuck's gonna help me out here. There's different things. I'm just trying to test some highlights and trying to help out here. Trainings, we train every Tuesday night. We're always at the station. The first Tuesday of the month is our business meeting, so we go through finances, etc. And then the next 3 Tuesdays or so, we do trainings. Tomorrow night, we'll be testing Coventry dry hydrants. So we're going through, we'll hook a truck up to them, make sure that, you know, over the winter that something hasn't broken. And they gotta work, and, you know, we don't wanna find that out when it's not a great time, so we're gonna go check stuff out. Which kind of, I guess I kind of had a little bit of a question on that. If we find something that needs to repair, how do you guys want to do that? Is that something that you
Talk to Ed. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, all right.
Yep.
So just contact you, Ed. You know, either we can, you know, have you guys get someone to fix it, or we can fix it and
Sure.
send it bill or whatever works easiest. But we can talk about it anyways.
Our emergency management director, Jeff Wilson, I
Yeah.
think I connected you guys with him. He had a list and some of that taken care of, so maybe I should connect me and you and him all together.
Yeah.
So you don't have to.
Yeah,
fix
because
what needs on.
we tested last fall, Chuck. Yeah, I think we went last fall. Late last summer. And we had
Touch base with you.
a couple that just need some attention and stuff.
Yep.
But,
Yeah, let's get them up to
Yeah.
snuff.
It must be routinely, you check your area of them in Coventry
Yes.
and
yeah,
in Orleans, I know they did.
yes. Typically Orleans will check
Yeah.
the ones that they're in their coverage area,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chuck, with that, you had something that you.
Yeah, so Chief covered most of it. Just a couple other things that we've got on the schedule. We've got training planned with the airport in June. So that the airport falls inside of Coventry as well. And we are looking to set up trainings with area high-risk locations. Nationals Farm would be a great example. Place where we I know the same in Gallup pits, places like that, we're gonna be looking at conducting training with those businesses.
Yes.
We just had a winter program, firefighter one training. We really encourage our guys to go through that extra training. It's, oh gosh, it's like 200 hours. You guys are getting them work, they're going to trainings, there's a lot of hands-on, a lot of practical stuff. When they get finished, they'll end up with a certificate. That basically says that they've completed this program. It's great training. Introduces them to a lot of, right from the basics up through. So we have a lot of really skilled, talented people that help us out. Chuck, do you remember how many we had that did the fire one? Was it 6?
I believe we had 6 or 7 in
Yeah.
fire one, and then, I think we've got 4 or 5 in fire two there.
Yeah, so always try to stay on top of stuff. Things change, things change quickly. I'll just close quickly and say, if you're ever in Newport, we encourage you to stop in the fire department, swing in, take a look at the stuff that we have. Have any questions, call the station anytime. Again, we appreciate you being able to sit in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let us know anytime if there's anything going on that you think is missed.
We'll do it. Thank you guys for coming tonight.
Thank you.
Chief Lacoste, we've seen you before, but Chuck, I don't think I've ever met you, so thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys coming out. It's good to hear from you, and if you need anything, talk to Ed.
Sounds like whatever they need on the hydrants, fix it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, we would like to try to attend. I'm not sure if we'll make every meeting, but
Sure.
it may not be me, it may be somebody else, but we'll try to send guys down if you guys don't mind and just try to keep your abreast of what's going on.
That's good.
Great.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thanks for all your service.
Yeah. Service we pay for and hope we never have to use.
Yeah.
Well, right, yeah. That's it.
Hmm.
All right, whenever you're ready, Kathleen, if your microphone's working.
Thank you. I just wanted to give a quick thank you to everyone who helped produce the 2025 annual report. The report is just a really helpful tool for the voters. It was easy to read. Think about your questions. It helps us make informed decisions in voting on the articles. And I wanted to give a special shout out to Ed, our new town administrator, for making it a document that's really useful, but also something that's a credit to Coventry. I mean, it's good future advertising. I appreciate you, Ed, your attention to detail and all the follow-up that must have been needed to ensure the accuracy of the numbers and all the information given. The pictures, both historical and the current year, made it very visually appealing. The font size and the clarity made it easy to read the letters of request for appropriations. All those exciting town administrative reports and all the budget numbers. And really, all I want to say is just thank you to you and to everyone who made this a really good town report. I was filing it away earlier today, and I just thought that deserves a shout out because I'm sure it's the kind of thing you hear about when it is not useful, and I'm not sure you get enough thanks for when it is. So that's all. Just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, I appreciate that. And it was, I did a lot, but it was a team effort, so thank you for acknowledging everyone.
I want to add to that. So Nate, thank you for coming tonight and all the hard work you guys did this winter, long, cold winter. And I just want to share, I got a message from a longtime resident. Just said, hi there. Just want to say that I appreciate Ed at the community center. He's got great customer service skills and is welcoming and friendly. If you can't answer a question, he finds the answer and follows up. Just wanted to give him kudos for doing a great job. Nice job.
Go ahead.
Did I go home again? Well.
No. Let me retract that.
Any other public comment? All right, so we're going to start. We'll start with roads, TH62 discontinuance. Printed out the emails. It's kind of like the email thread. So you guys have any questions to start or?
Jim, what do you want us to do?
Well, I'd say it's probably 150 feet long. The beginning of my driveway is what it is,
Right.
to the old dwelling. I've always maintained it.
Right.
So last year was the first time in 20 years that it got graded once by the town. But other than that, I've always dealt with it. So the town wants to give it up, I'm happy for that. Your call on that.
Nathan?
I feel it should give it up anyway for not doing nothing with it. We was giving a load of gravel. Last year we had John grade it once, just to be nice. I didn't know it was our road, but read the email, he put in his own culvert. Maintain it 20 years long, it's 100 feet. I'd say give it up.
Yeah.
I don't see an issue with it. We're not gonna put a bridge over there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion that the town of Coventry discontinues TH62.
Second,
All those in favor?
All right.
I,
Point of clarification, Mr. Chair. Is Mr. Bob's the only resident up there anyway?
It is, yes. Well, yeah, there's more than one family, I think, but it's all his family.
Okay.
Yep. There's other roads out there that we plow that are basically driveways, so I don't know if someday we wanna think about them.
Yes,
There's-
there's a couple.
St. Owens
St. John's
Road,
Road, yeah.
Ottenor, Community Farm. And then we were talking about Farber Mill, he said it's on highway as a class 4.
Class 4 from what I gather, we maintain it.
Favors.
That one we
Should
should,
get it reclassified and we'll get credit from the state end, we'll get more miles. Well,
Get with Nathan and get us a list. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Next up, we have 150 Main Street fence out here. I guess before I started, there'd been some talk about having a fence there. So just one other note, Carrie and I and Dave discussed a little about looking at some maps, maybe for the property line, or we may have to get it surveyed, but I guess the first thing would be to figure out the fence.
Jim?
I'm looking at it only as a guide or safety because of the little kids up there. The tenants, which, they're just tenants. They would like a privacy fence. I don't want to see that. They're, I want them to keep the yard up. I don't want them to be able to hide things there and leave a mess. And I don't want the town to have to spend a lot of money. I talked with Nathan this morning, the concern of plowing. The snow during the winter, it may very well make it more difficult. As far as the plowing that in, the entrance is on the wrong side to plow that straight. So there's that. It all came up when the house was being torn down. It was changing a residence into a commercial parking lot next to a residence. And that's why it came up. For me, I don't think the whole property needs to be fenced. It's kind of guidance of the parking lot itself, but again, should it wait until, I don't know what your plans are on the parking lot. Are you gonna pave it? If that was a thought, then really a fence ought to wait and do things after, decide what you're gonna do with the lot itself. I was thinking like a split rail fence or white picket fence is vinyl, so there's no maintenance. It's just been a think tank thing,
Right.
so.
Nathan?
well, like he said, I think the parking lot should get paved next. Like a road, thing goes like this.
Right.
You're gonna have a parking lot to be paved.
Right.
So that would be something that should get done, but then it'd be, if towns that they were gonna put a fence, and obviously we should already.
Dave and Deb, you guys have to look out the window. What do you think?
Fence.
Fence?
Well,
you know, part of the issue for us employees here is that there's a fairly constant parade of vehicles associated with that property next door that
Yeah,
are using that lot for various,
Yeah,
whatever.
and they should.
And a lot of lawn drive across events that, yeah, are just not a good thing. So I think the fence serves the dual purpose of protecting children and maybe reducing traffic in the lot.
Fence or a hedge, something to show the line between.
I'd say a fence.
I think a hedge might be.
Hedge is more maintenance, so,
To maintain.
yeah.
I've had a lot of, I've had to go over and have a lot of people move cars and trucks too, so
Okay.
parking's definitely been an issue. As soon as last Friday, there was a tow truck there at that move, so.
fence prices.
Fence prices and maybe when they order signs again, should we put something that says, you know, parking for the community center only or something?
Yes, we should.
Code at the owner's expense, I don't know.
Well, there's also paving it. Is the fence paving it gonna mess up the fence? The fence is,
I don't know where the fence is gonna, I don't
Yeah,
know
well-
what the boundary is, I mow it, I guess.
Right.
I don't know the exact, I don't know if it's 5 feet past the parking lot or it's right on the edge.
that's something we need to figure out too.
We could come up with
Where does
a
the fence go?
spot with Jim, even if it was just a one split rail fence across and not a whole lot, just to keep the two separated, the two
It'd be
properties.
nice to at least have some control over it, 'cause I know the tow truck has been parked there and then they drive right across.
Yeah.
Both parcels. But again, I don't wanna make it a mess for snowplow,
Right,
so, more thought needs to be put into it or what, but,
yeah,
you know. There's no big rush.
okay. Well, let's start the process then, Ed. We'll figure out how long we want it to be
Okay.
and then we'll go from there.
Find the boundary first.
Find the boundary, yeah.
Find the boundary, at least then we can figure out plowing.
Yeah.
I don't want to guess what's gonna be a.
And then
Yes.
Nathan, you can go out and see how long you want it to.
We'll get the boundary and see where you want it and then see what works. And then you can,
Yeah,
see if it's good.
Don't wanna make the neighbor mad.
Well.
Meaning-
It makes me
meaning-
mad.
No, meaning you.
I know,
Well, no, that there's a little bit of abuse going on there.
yeah,
Mhm,
So,
mhm. Thank you,
Thank you guys.
150's right out here.
yes.
yeah,
89 Main Street.
Yep, 89 Main Street, so, I did go over, I spoke to Carleen, she sent you guys an email. She had a boundary and I went over and talked to Steve and he didn't know where any of the pins were specifically. But he knew where the boundary
It's
was.
just barely
But
came
I
at
s-
like 4 o'clock.
okay.
Got a map on the other side.
But I still think you probably would have to get it professionally surveyed. I was talking with Dave and to be certain, you know, Steve knows where the line is, but he doesn't know where the pins are, so.
What's Real say?
I haven't talked to him.
What about our rating?
Rainy, yeah, I haven't talked to him about it, but, the biggest issue too is I'm waiting for the state to get back to me. I've sent a couple messages about what you're allowed to do there.
Okay,
You know, because it's a green space, they don't want something that flood stuff's gonna get hung up on and. So that's the biggest issue. I'm waiting on that, like what we're allowed to put
Right.
there.
okay, so wait till you hear from them.
Okay.
And then- Well, I guess you can, it doesn't hurt to get it surveyed,
Yeah, find out
Yeah.
where.
find out where it is.
Do we wanna have somebody search for the pins? Do we wanna have that surveyed? Cause there's David, what'd you say, not Glen Road, River Road, that property now too, it's town owns.
Let's do them all, right?
What do we? Why River Road?
Should we know the boundaries of it? I
Your,
mean, we can
or,
look
you know,
for
where that parcel is that's now,
the
you
towns,
know,
We're not gonna mow the whole thing.
not mow it,
Or do anything.
survey it, maybe, to know where the
Yeah,
town's
I'm not-
boundaries are.
But yeah, probably the first step is a search of the land records to see if we already have.
Have those,
Yeah.
yes.
possible with the parcel itself or adjoining parcels.
Mhm.
There's a couple different approaches.
And we can ask what Tammy and what's,
Yeah.
they might know.
Yeah. Jim,
Would you
yeah,
like to get all three done, maybe?
Yeah.
Is the lot finished? Russ?
No. Rainey said he's gonna fix it. We talked to Rainey, he's gonna fix it, so I just said, we gotta be able to mow it,
Yes,
so. He
good.
he knows that.
Correct, thank you, Dan.
Yep, all right,
Thank you, everybody.
thanks, Ed.
All right, next up, we have planning commission, updates and member appointment. Whenever you guys are ready.
Hi, Stephanie Rondo.
Hi.
Hey, Stephanie.
We have 2 items here for you today. First item is we have a vacant seat since Carver has resigned. And it is, the planning commission voted to suggest that you guys appoint Daniel Rondo to our planning commission to just serve out the rest of the year. And then it'll be reelected in March.
I make a motion to appoint Dan Rondo to the planning commission.
Second,
All those in favor?
All right,
aye. Easy enough.
Congratulations.
Thank you. The second piece might be a little weird.
Sure.
I printed on it a little bit.
I can start working out.
That you sent me there.
These are the letters that we drafted, or Stephanie drafted, someone did.
No,
I might have had a hand in it.
Good.
For the actual one.
sure, yeah, do whatever you
You want
want.
all of these?
Or get these done.
You can send them to us.
Picking him right out of his seat.
Yes, that is a perspective.
You have more of those? You want me, anybody else?
Yeah, I have a pile of them that are.
I printed some of the link you sent me, but not every detail.
That's it.
So it's a lot of pages.
It's in regard to Act 181.
We just lose people that were up there and.
Yeah,
Next time, Hannah.
unfortunately Kathleen and Deb won't be able to read it, unless we can Al will see it. I was gonna try and send it to you, but it's only in LibreOffice, so I don't think it.
I can share whatever I have on here, just not for you.
There's only a little bit of information on here anyway. I can always print it off if they would like to have a visual.
Yeah.
Okay, so. The planning commission has been dealing with updating of the municipal plan. And with that, we've been trying to keep track of all of the updated legislation that changes the way the municipal plan has to be put together. So along with the research, a few years ago, the state passed Act 59. I don't know if anybody's heard of the 30 by 30 or 50 by 50, where the state is looking to conserve 30% of Vermont lands by 2030 and 50% of Vermont lands by 2050, which will be a total of 2.7 million acres that they want to permanently conserve. So permanently conserved means that it's legally protected from development indefinitely. Forever. The only ways to do that are if the state were to own the land and protect it, or by a conservation easement on private owned property, which pretty much gives the state the same power over the land as they have over their own conservation lands, but you still own it and pay very little on property taxes. So currently, of that 30 and 50% of the state, they're counting 24% of the state to already be in permanent conservation. That includes the 350,000 acres of state parks, 130,000 acres of fishing wildlife management areas, 466,000 of federally owned land, and 650,000 acres of the Vermont Land Trust lands, which is privately owned with the conservation easement. What isn't included in these lands are 2.4 million acres of agricultural lands that are already registered with the state under a current use program. So they are being conserved, but there's not permanent conservation. They could, one year, they could decide to subdivide it and they would have to just pay the back taxes on it. So it's technically not permanent. So they're not counting that 44% of the whole state. So again, we're looking at 50% or 2.7 million acres leaving the state. 1.4 million acres or 26% of the state as of now. So how are they going to get that land? Well, skip ahead to 2024. Act 181 is passed. The three major points from Act 181 shifts the planning control from the municipality to the regional planning boards with direct oversight from the state planners. So what that means is the state puts their plan together. They decide what each region is responsible for, and each region decides what each of their towns is responsible for. And each of the town plans have to be approved as matching all the way up to the state plan. It also created the land use review board to keep track of this whole process and shifted Act 250 jurisdiction from a project size jurisdiction to being location based. So for changes in municipal planning, it requires, like I said, the municipal plan to reflect the regional and state initiatives, which right now includes a housing growth target, an energy plan, and a couple of maps that go along with those plans. There was also a few little pieces that remove municipal control, especially within the village. They are taking away some of the veto control. So if they approve something we don't like, there's not a whole lot of recourse for the town itself to go about fixing it. So the housing targets by 2030, the state is looking at increasing housing units by 41,000. And NVDA, being our regional planning commission, has decided that Coventry is responsible for 18 to 27 new units by 2030 and 58 to 113 new units by 2050. Another piece of this law allows the land use review board to enter your property for the purpose of an inspection or verifying any they might have, even if it's posted, and there's no requirement that says they have to notify the landowner at this point. Our land use review board as of now is made up of 5 members appointed solely by the governor. They all serve 5-year terms. And these are our current members of that team. We have 3 long-term planning commission members who are from very urban dense areas. 1 person that owns an engineering consultation firm and an environmental attorney that usually represents the developers. And those are our members. So when I say location-based jurisdiction, it all has to be based on a map. The map was drawn in an effort, in their words, to address rural sprawl, reduce forest fragmentation, and encourage urban density. That pretty much means they're trying to increase population in only certain areas that already have a lot of population. In doing this, they had to create a 3-tier jurisdiction system. And I have a map we can pull out if you want to write that map. So tier 1. There's still questions. So that would be the map of the town of Coventry. That purple area way on the side for Cary, that's our tier 1 area. That's right where we all are. It's right in the village. So we already have tier one status through the community development program. And because we were part of that program, we were automatically put into tier one with that area. Within that area, there's not gonna be any Act 250 regulations for the next 5 years. And after that, there will be very limited review. They want these areas to grow. They have to have some access to water and sewer. And the NVDA thinks that we have room for growth in that area. Tier two would be all of the yellow spots. And all of the light green area on that map. That land kind of defaults into tier two because it's not included in tier one, which is a growth area, or tier three, which is conservation area. So these will be more of your residential areas as well as commercial sites. Within those spots, there's going to be a road rule take effect the beginning of July this year that says that any new road and driveways that are built over 2,000 feet or any private roads that are over 800 feet have to go through strict Act 250 review, an environmental impact study, and if they are accepted, you have to pay for fees and permits. And that is, so that would be anything within the yellow or the light green areas, the more like pale green area. Tier three, these are areas that are looking to completely conserve. They're gonna have very limited construction allowed on these areas. It's gonna be all of the bright green areas on that map would be considered tier three. So you won't be able to develop it in any way. No building roads, no building buildings. All of that will have extra Act 250 jurisdiction under the land use review board. So, the planning commission has come to the point where we don't believe that Act 181 has our best interest at the town in mind. And we would like to formally ask the select board to oppose it or on behalf of the town. And in the capacity of a letter written to legislation. And we do have a copy of the letter to suggest it doesn't, we would love for you to adopt it the way it is, but if there are changes, obviously. But do you want to read the letter?
You want to read the whole thing?
Or would you like someone to read the letter, or?
I read it. I think it's perfect.
That was excellent.
Yeah,
That was
thank you
really
very
great,
much.
yeah.
Who voted for this?
Chittenden County.
Yeah. I think that
In short sentence.
I don't want to get political, but it is very one-sided when it comes to party lines.
and
Yeah.
I believe it was vetoed by the governor and then
It's vetoed by the
overridden.
governor, and then overwritten by the Congress.
County.
Yeah, I'm, thank you,
For all your work.
and for bringing this. I mean, I'll sign this letter, or Gary can sign I'm good.
I think we all support it.
Yeah.
I mean, Gary,
That's,
For sure, yeah.
yeah.
So the
that's-
next step would be, how do you feel about Act 59?
I guess
Having the state have control of 50% of all of the property in the state, like the government should not have that much control of the property. Vermont has always been of the people.
Yeah. No, I don't like that either.
And there are already, last we looked a few days ago, there was already 18 other towns that
There are
have sent
several
their own
counties
letters.
that have sent their own letters.
Yeah, and if the more we can bring a voice to it, the better. So we can, like, if any residents would like to write a letter, we can definitely supply the email address that it'll all go to. that will take
There's also a full
those.
Facebook forum about what on Act 91 where you can join and voice your opinion. In the last 3 or 4 days, the attraction's been getting huge into a lot of towns. So what we're doing right now,
Yeah.
the planning commission, a lot of towns right now that are sending letters in saying that they're against this. So it's not just you, it's a lot of them.
Well, I've been hearing about it a lot and never supported what I heard. But that was perfect. Now I really know. I mean,
Yep. So you just want us to, you want Carrie to sign the letter
We could make that a more formal.
Yeah, if you wanna do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a letter.
Yeah, the town's letterhead and a
Okay.
place to sign and.
or? Sure. You do that, Ed, and bring it back to the next meeting.
Yeah, you want it exactly how it is out on here.
I mean, I think the wording's really good. I mean,
I'll send it over to you.
yeah,
Okay, I'll
you
put it
know,
on the
if
letter
Carrie and Dan,
and send it back.
I mean, I think it's,
yeah.
I think it's well written and it's very clearly states the point and backs up everything that we just saw in that presentation, so.
I'll send it back to you, you can see how it looks, and then I'll send it to them.
And while you're here, different topic. Did you ever get in touch with Nicole about the meeting house?
For a couple of times and I did not hear back from her. I was really hoping to catch up with her, but I have not.
I'll talk to her and
Okay, it was kind of during the holidays, so it might have just got missed along with other things.
Yep.
And do you need anything from us for the municipal plan?
Not right now. I might need some information. I do have a list of questions, on demographic information that might be helpful. I might need to get in touch with the roads as well for
Yep.
that kind of information, but we're getting there. After the next meeting,
Okay.
I will definitely have a list of questions.
Yeah, I told them I would
All right.
help with anything they needed,
Good.
joint meeting, whatever.
Yeah, thank you very much for this. This is a lot of work and.
Thank
yeah.
You guys
this
have done
is-
great.
This is really nice.
All right. Move on to the uniforms, road crew uniforms and rags. Just to refresh, I presented last meeting about the price for the uniforms. And how much we were gonna save, and we had left it at they were looking for $1,000 yearly clothing allowance. You guys kind of wanted more info from Nathan on what they would like in specific, so.
Yeah, and I wanted to know from Dave how we pay for something like that.
Hello. You mean, as a payroll event?
Yeah, like if we're gonna say I think we're gonna do it, right?
Do something, yeah.
So
But how does that work with the budget?
Well, it's not, specifically a budgeted item, but if it's going to replace what we're spending with,
Yeah,
pretty much.
the service that's doing it now, then that's not really a super issue. I mean, we're not talking a level of money that.
No,
Yeah.
I just, yeah,
I would need to investigate though on the payroll side, how that gets taxed or not taxed.
right, yeah,
I'd want to be a little careful about that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's because you wouldn't want to take income tax stuff out of them,
No,
because it's something they're already getting.
yeah, something we're already paying for.
Mhm. Yeah, and then
Nathan,
if
what
we're
do you
gonna
think?
do it,
Well, but that doesn't guarantee that
Right.
that's possible, right? So I'd have to look into it, and it may involve, if in fact it has to be taxed, then you might have to raise the amount enough to offset. You don't want that to have an impact on
Mhm.
pay, but again, I need to look into it.
Or the town just pays direct or something, which might be a pain, but how does reimbursement work if they bring you a slip for like Amazon or Pick and Shovel or something like that?
Well, pick and shovel is pretty straightforward because you already have an account.
Right,
there,
just charge
And
it.
it's tax free, so
Mhm.
that's kind of a fairly straightforward path.
Mhm. Yeah,
Uh,
but if they don't have what they want,
Right,
So that was my thing. I mean,
they have
like
lots of
me, I
stuff
don't have a
they not have.
problem with it, you know what I mean, but if Josh don't want to wear, carry your car,
Right.
I'm not gonna get.
Would you guys be willing to get all your stuff at Pick and Shovel or?
Try something about that,
Okay.
Mhm.
That's what I thought we were, where we're headed.
Then they, well, if they wanna get a pair of Red Wings from Red Wing, or,
Mhm.
Right.
you know, what I mean, then it gives them flexibility of. Want to get a pair of waders with it, or.
Okay.
I mean, you do as you wish, but then you get your whole outfit.
Mhm.
That's what I was under the impression. that it-
Work in progress. It's gonna, I think, it's gonna take a little time.
Yeah.
See what David says.
Yeah, I just remembered that in fact clothing is not taxable in the state of Vermont, so.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, from a payroll perspective, how do we do that? I don't know. We'll look into it.
Okay.
An allowance kind of thing.
And one other thing on the clothes, Dan asked for just a little lingo on, this would be way later, but how it'd go with policy, so I gave you like I found a template that I added some stuff, just as a starting point, we could just put that into our personnel policy,
Oh,
Oh, here, yep.
yeah,
just have you guys. check
yeah,
it.
it'll have to go into the, yeah, you're right, it'll have to go.
I'll put it like that in the
Yeah,
personnel
put it-
policy.
Yeah, but then you.
There's a note at the bottom how we would have something in there that you're
Yeah.
paying for the clothes for a certain amount for a year.
Then this is what you guys want, right? You
Yeah,
want,
and
you want out of UniFirst and.
Correct,
Okay.
and I broke it down today, he did some homework for the rag, so. we get
Yeah, that was
through
the next thing.
Right now, I figured it out, roughly what I missed 2 cents, it's 3806.92 a year.
Okay.
We're paying for just rags. If we went through the clears and bought them white rags that he gave a sample of. I broke it down right with the amount of bags you have, it'd be $1,500 a year, so it's $1,800 a year right there.
Okay.
So you're paying for, and that almost paid for 2 people's clothes, and just your savings there, not including the 1,800 or whatever you'd save by not paying you.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the one Deb mentioned, they're right out of Newport too, and
Mhm.
it sounds like you guys are more going towards the white ones there, disposable, but you can get the red rags there
Yeah.
for 30 cents.
You'd save quite a lot more by doing it.
What's it called? What's the place called?
Claire's.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we purchase rags for the road crew from Claire's.
But that'd be after the uniform thing got passed, so that's also UniFirst, so when they do it, we're gonna do away with.
Oh, okay.
they're still getting the UniFirst ones.
So we're gonna wait till the next, till you do it all at once.
Maybe you guys figure out how you wanna do it, cause
Okay.
there's somehow it's not working with uniforms going up. They take that, make the
Yeah.
prices go up,
Okay,
cause I don't get rid of the uniforms and kept the rags are going up.
right,
It's
yeah,
up to me if you guys make a motion at some point to give us that and we just get our rags through Claire's.
I priced rag at South Bay and they found some on Uline, I looked on Amazon, it looked like Claire's was probably the best,
I
right?
go with the white towels for Claire's.
For what they
that's
have.
And those are
$1,800.
disposable.
Yeah, Nathan's got samples.
If
We
you're
already
looking for white
brought
rags,
sample.
we use them and chuck them, it's
Mhm.
cheaper. And you're saving a
Mhm.
lot more, 50%, and you don't have any cleaning fee or nothing.
And if they ever decided they wanted the red ones, Claire's does that cheaper than UniFirst also.
Nice, thank you.
Thank you, Nathan.
thanks, Nathan.
Dave?
So we'll just wait back to hear from Dave. That's the next step on that one. Whatever you find, Dave.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'll look into it.
Yeah.
That's something you guys are gonna approve now. His looking into pay thing, or are you guys gonna bring it back up again?
Yeah, we'll have to bring it back. Or what do you wanna,
we can do it now if you want.
I'm just saying, like, say if he's gonna figure it out, if he's gonna, it could be either more, if it's tax free, you guys just wanna approve it and want to bring it back.
I can do a motion to just get rid of UniFirst and then,
Like Josh.
but they wanna keep it for right now,
Well,
though.
Josh would use this.
He does.
And he would have.
Yeah.
then we'll wait. I guess
Dave's
we'll wait.
bringing his own
I guess we'll
clothes.
wait for Dave.
Yeah.
We'll wait for the next one then.
Yeah, it needs some thought, because if you're gonna. They're gonna be individually allowed to buy whatever they want. I think it's a little bit different than. if
Yeah.
We are saying, okay, we're going to provide X, Y, and Z, even though we listen to what you want, and we go get that,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
Yeah.
be careful how we construct it. And not turn it into some kind of, something that's gonna run afoul of some tax law. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
further investigation needed.
Okay.
Being texted by Deb on the whole topic too, so
okay.
we have some in-house.
All right, we'll figure it out, Nathan.
Ball rolling.
Thank you, Dave. All right, you have the contract there for.
Yeah, I read it. I'm good with it now, except for he didn't change that one part
Yeah,
that we
Send it
wanted.
to email.
Yeah, that we want to change. I mean,
Where is it?
I mean, we can motion it and have Carrie sign it, and just say that it's gotta change that.
With the changes,
With,
then it's
yeah.
well done because,
That parcel part that we said,
yeah,
other than that,
And
He
your
just didn't get back at all.
what?
He just didn't get back at all.
Notoriously hard to, I feel Ed's pain because I went through the same thing with, when I was sitting over there. He's not the best, at least, but he's good at his job,
good at his
so.
job. Yeah, I mean, that's fine if we can approve it
Yeah,
pending the corrections.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Or
fixed the other
amendment.
one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I will make a motion to accept the contract from New England Municipal Consultants pending, well, with the change to the language on the parcel. And have chairperson Carrie Keeman sign it on behalf of the town.
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
aye.
And you have all the info I've sent you on it.
Yeah,
With all that.
Yeah. That's, I hadn't read it. I didn't have enough time to read it last meeting, but I read it. It's good. It's a good contract.
All right, treasurer's report.
The thrilling moment, everybody.
Yay.
The highlight of the evening.
Keep it in the back.
You guys got the packet in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Coming out of the road.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll invite your attention to the March 2026 Treasurer's Report. And March happens to be the month of town meeting, and there were several articles that impacted finances, and you'll see that here on the Treasurer's Report. I'm gonna kind of lead with that just because it's interesting, I think. In the restricted funds, we had two articles that moved money. One from the reappraisal fund into the buildings and maintenance fund, and one from the community and economic development fund into the buildings and maintenance fund. So you can see that just right across the middle there, where the buildings and maintenance fund received $373,000. And the reappraisal fund donated $143,000, or got moved out of, and $230,000 out of community and economic development funds. And that left the balances you see on the right-hand column. Notably, over $1 million now in the buildings and maintenance fund. In an effort to posture that, should you decide to go ahead with building a building that you've been busily engineering for the past year. Okay, going back up to the top in terms of the cash account, the checking account at Community National Bank. I initiated your guidance from the last meeting to change the signatories, so Dan, you'll hear from them directly, I think.
Okay.
About that. The major expenses in March that represent a good chunk of that 208,000 were the emergency services. Not necessarily these fine folks. I think it was mostly Orleans, but that's what there was a 80,000 or so. The checks are actually documented on page 3 of the report. Mostly with Orleans, and then just normal doing business, payrolls, and all the various other things you do. So from an expense standpoint, it's all kind of fairly normal. The emergency service payments cover an extended period of time, usually a year. It would be the case in this for that. So that was done. Not much happened last month in the cash management account. Except for the earning of dividends, so that's good. I will have a request to move some additional money coming soon to my approving authority on that, which I believe is Matt. We've had our final payment from Casella for this fiscal year arrive last week. So that we now have more cash in the checking account than we need to have on hand. So I'm going to ask to move some of that to earn a higher rate of return for at least a short period of time until we need it.
How'd we do based on what you thought we might get from them?
We had budgeted, 2.3 million and we came in at 2.2
No. Well,
ish.
yeah,
It was 89,000 less.
that's not bad.
Yeah, I like it to be the opposite direction,
Exactly.
but in terms of percentages, it's closest we've ever been.
Mhm. Yep, good.
My own backhanded way of giving me a compliment, I guess. But, I think we'll find next year, for the budget, I budgeted 2.2 million. I'm pretty confident we can get to that in the coming year. But what we definitely saw was the flood bubble. That, we kind of thought maybe there would be that, but it was kind of hard to tell at first, but now that we've gotten through another year beyond any major flooding, you can see the impact on revenue from the landfill.
Yep.
When we get big floods, we get,
Bigger money.
yeah, I hate to say there's a positive benefit from it, and it's really kind of a negative. Yeah, we get more money, but it fills up the landfill.
Mhm.
So there's that. That's pretty much all I have for the treasurer's report, unless there's questions.
Nope, just
Nope.
thank you.
Normal March.
Should be are you guys good? It's
Yeah,
should be a letter in there, investment communication letter. In the middle pile there, just wrong.
little file.
Yeah, but this is the letter, it's the next topic, and it's to continue something we had defined with the previous investment advisor, a communications order in order to make sure everybody understands, both us and the advisor, about how we communicate and who does what to who. And this, to sum up, does the same, it's the same language. It basically says, you, the board, decide how much money gets invested. And you execute that through Ed with meeting minutes and explicit authorization in a meeting, telling Ed to do X, Y, or Z,
Mhm.
basically moving money into and out of any of the investment accounts. So covers what we now call I don't remember, the tax stabilization fund, was the long-term investment account, still is long-term investment account. The school fund, EDP fund, the cemetery fund. It does not, that particular method doesn't cover the cash management. We have our own internal procedure for managing cash. But the three long-term investment funds, you guys decide when and if money moves in and out and execute through it. That's what's documented in here. And then the treasurer, which currently is me, decides how that money is actually invested
Mhm.
with the assistance of the investment advisor.
Dan?
Yep, except for the cemetery fund. That's regulated by the cemetery commission
Well,
as their own board.
yes, but let's say you wanted to spend out of it, the actual movement of the money has to come from these guys.
It would,
Isn't
so the whole point of removing it from the town investment fund to its own account was to make sure it was clear that the cemetery commission had access and opportunity to spend their own money as they see fit.
that was always the case. The account move was because that's the way it ought to be. Just from a
State
trust
law.
fund, which is what it is. It's money given to the town for a specific purpose. So that's didn't change the relationship. Right, so if the cemetery commission decides, hey, we want to, usually it's long-term kind of stuff, redo memorials, because that was the only use of it so far, the Four Corners Cemetery. Right, but the actual cutting of the check is kind of what this is about.
Gotcha.
It's right, so you guys can't sign the check that pays your supplier. That still comes to the board. So the actual movement of the money from that account to the cutting of the check, there's an administrative procedure. So this is not to say remove any authority to of you guys over that fund.
It's just the cemetery commission is clearly by Vermont state law, its own board, completely separate from the select board and should be able to operate completely separate from the select board without any input from them.
But the trust fund falls under the select. The money piece ultimately does.
It's never been an issue, but if it becomes one, it'll be a bigger one.
Right. I mean, yes, but you ultimately do because of the money, right? The money all comes back to the board. It just does. And like you said, it's never been an issue. I don't anticipate that it would be.
Right.
Because you're saying, basically, you're gonna come to the board and say, hey, we want to spend cemetery money on cemeteries. It's usually pretty straightforward, right?
But that's, I mean, must be you've spent money since I've been on the board.
Yeah, not out of that fund, we spend out of what's.
Okay, I get you.
What budgeted by the
Yeah.
town.
Yeah, but there has been one occasion a couple of years ago where the cemetery commission did spend money out of that fund to redo memorials up on the
Yes.
Ward Road, Four Corners Cemetery.
Yep.
Just,
Cause was that the time they got beat up?
there was some vandalism, but there's also a number of memorials that were just in desperate need of revitalization.
Okay, I will make a motion to accept the investment communication letter and for chairperson Kerry Keeman to sign on behalf of the select.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah,
Thank you,
just,
Dave.
you could have done it too.
It all comes to, Ed and my heart. Okay,
Thank you, David.
thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
All right, stuff, we have a credit card holder, in case you want to see it, I brought the latest policy. And, it's about, town clerk, getting a credit card. So if you have any questions or anything. You know, it's on.
Deb needs it.
Right.
For her.
Basically,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Deb.
just for training and seminars, how it currently goes down through, even though Dave may end up going and placing the reservation on the town credit card, when I get there, that does not stick. So that I'm always pulling out my card to place the hotel reservation on or the class reservation on, whichever one it may be. This way, having the own card, I can do that. Again, it's just for training and education purposes of reserving those so that when I actually arrive, I can give them the card and then it just automatically goes right on to the town's credit card. As far as any supplies or anything that I would need from my office, that would still be directed through Ed to go ahead and do during the normal procedures.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we issue a town credit card to the town clerk, Deb Tangway.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 You may want to put a dollar amount on that. I would think probably 1,000 should be plenty.
What's the limit on yours, Ed?
Dave, and but 10,000 is the total amount that we can put on it, the total of all the cards.
What do you recommend, David?
2. If she's gonna use it for travel.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 1,000 sounds a little low. but-
2,000.
Okay.
2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Deb.
Thank you, Deb. You guys good with that, or do you gotta restate that, or?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
I can just go on the interface with it and just create it.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Okay. Next up, town land.
Last year we approved for town landscaping and we went way over budget. Do we put it out for bid? Do we? I don't know. What do we do?
It's out here, is that?
Yeah,
Hours,
the flowers, they came 3 times last year and it was,
they're expensive. That place is expensive.
I touched.
It looks
base
nice, but they're,
with Dave also earlier, and so far in this fiscal year, we've spent $6,400 about total,
which is,
just to give you a figure.
so I don't know if it's
That's what we spent last year?
This year so far. so
just
far,
July
for
to now, a lot of money.
Wow.
yeah, they're not cheap. They're not cheap. What's the name of that place?
Nature Bugs, they do a good job.
They do. It looks beautiful. It's like, I mean, they do a really good job. But
And we never had a contract with them.
Nope.
They came and
No, I
started.
checked with you.
no, we didn't. No, we
It's
didn't.
Just
They
do the work and bills.
yeah, the previous select board just approved me to get some flour, basically.
Yeah. And then they came back and then they came back again, which
Right.
it looked really good, but
Yeah.
it was a lot of money.
So it was a lot.
So I don't know if we wanna put it out to bid or what we wanna do,
And we just
or
talk to them and do maybe a little less.
maybe give them a call and see what they can do different. Or we call other places, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, cause it's not like it's gonna, cause I know the stuff that goes out to bid a lot of times is, $10,000 or $100,000.
Right. Sure. Well, this is getting close to where it should.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yes, 'cause
Where we should look at some other prices.
that doesn't include spring.
Right. Springs.
I can get you some estimates.
I mean, I don't know who else. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sure
There's a
there's
bunch around.
there's a bunch of people
Mhm.
that do that kind of stuff around here.
So we can make some phone calls, or I can make some phone calls
Okay.
out there. Ed's got a lot to do.
I'll touch you, so yeah, I can.
Yeah.
do whatever.
Yeah.
Yep, that's gonna be one of the
That
valves.
sounds
Yep.
good. Yep.
How much did you budget for and how much did they? Give you that?
It seems like we budgeted a couple $1,000s.
Maybe,
And
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
way beyond
We went over by about 400%.
that.
So what was the total, what was the bottom line?
No idea.
No, don't know. Well, he just said this year has been $6,400. That's just July to now.
That's just, yeah.
That wasn't the spring.
For the remainder of the, what? A couple more months.
Yeah, and I think they do a lot of, the spring, they do a lot.
Yeah.
The winter's not, I mean, they do the, whatever they
They
put out
did,
there. in
yeah,
the
they
winter.
put,
They
they
had-
did spring, they did summer, then they came back.
Well,
with
they
fall
come and
stuff.
they clean everything up and they put in new mulch and they put, I mean,
It's a lot of
it looks
work.
nice.
And that includes Lady Bird Park.
Ladybird,
and,
yeah.
This over
And they do the
here.
urn and they do the big urn there in the summer with the flower. I
Probably
mean,
skip the fall one.
yeah,
You put flowers in right before the frost,
right. They die 2 weeks later. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would just talk to them about that when we
Yeah.
talk to other people too.
yeah,
Yeah.
they could just do the window boxes here and that's it in the
Yeah, the
fall.
window boxes look nice.
Is it just, it's just in the village?
In the village, yes.
Yeah, just the community center and yeah, we don't do anything. Yeah, so I
In the
guess,
park, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I consider the park the village, but.
Right.
You start to do the park, fit one in,
yeah,
near the road.
yeah.
Near the sign.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, Coventry graduation, guys.
I went to the school board and they're looking for somebody to talk at graduation again.
Not me, I got a kid graduating this year, I'm just gonna watch it.
You have a graduating too, don't you?
I do too. I'll take that
Like
excuse.
I got a grandchild graduating. All right, I'll see what I.
Not a town resident.
Oh boy, that leaves me. Yeah, all right, we'll see what I can come up with. I'm terrible at that stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, me too, but it went
You did a great
all right
job.
for me.
Yeah, okay. Me. Deb. Oh wait, Ed, I'm taking your job.
Oh, okay. Got a delinquent tax collector, just for an update from me for the stuff I needed to get now. Fees, I haven't heard anything at all yet. Tried to get a hold of
Yep,
Kate. Nothing so far, so just to give you an update on that.
What happened with Social Security?
All of that, yeah, they came, looked at everything. I think I let you guys know that they don't have to do a complete overhaul, but they're gonna change everything. With the, the locks itself and the keys, I gave them a full list.
Mhm.
And they'll give us a price, but it sounds like you wanna go through with it anyways, so. And then it should be
It's-
here.
it's tough. We've got too many keys out there.
Middle of May, end of May, they
Mhm.
thought, I think, not a problem, and it'll include the garages and this, so.
Perfect.
Deb, what do you need?
Well, the fact is we still have a laptop that has not been returned. We have documents that have been created and established during that position for the last 9 years that we have not received. We've had to incur some increased legal costs because I've had to try to go that route to get some items that I've needed in order to continue this job. So I guess it's technically at your hand. Town meeting day is March 3rd. We realized we gave a little grievance or a little leeway because of being busy. But I mean, we're looking at today as April 20th. It just should not be that long to either get keys to get a laptop or to get documents for this position that's been established, and that needs to be retained per state law.
So what, you wanna have Monahan send a letter, or?
I'm thinking probably at this point that may not be a bad idea to just say,
Then
hey,
we
we need to have the items.
Right. I don't know, I guess I don't know this for sure, but I don't think that's gonna make a difference.
I don't think so either.
I don't think we're getting any of that stuff back. I mean, if you want my opinion. Get to zero, but. So I don't know,
I mean,
is it worth spending the money?
Is it stuff that we
The town
have to get back for you to move on, or is it just stuff that we purchased and want back?
Some is stuff that is town equipment. So yes, it's equipment that has been purchased by the town that should be returned to the town regardless of whichever position receives equipment. Number one, that should be returned back to the town. Number two, you've got keys, not only to the front door, but still to an office that she should not have access to for the assessor's office. So keys should be very easily readable. There's a black box outside the front door. Those keys should be mandated in the box tomorrow morning. That should be a done deal. As far as the other items, it just places myself at a liability and it places the town at a liability. There was already a request that came through for a public records request that was never acted upon by the prior delinquent tax collector. If those people want to push it, absolutely, they can come after me personally because I'm elected, but they can also come after the town as well. And if you don't have the documentation to be able to furnish to them for what they're asking for, that's the biggest piece. It may never happen, but it could happen. The fact of the matter is we all have our positions. We all have items that we need to retain during those positions. It should be very easily to be transferred over from one person to the next person.
Say it's lost or, I mean.
Does sending a letter cover us?
Definitely help.
No.
Having the actual items.
Well, maybe we should just start with a letter.
I think it's the important first step.
Okay.
Can you have the sheriff deliver it?
We can.
You definitely can, yes.
If we're gonna do the letter, we might as well do that.
Do you want me to ask VLCT if they have any thoughts or
Yes.
recommendations on
Yeah.
it?
They,
Please.
I'm sure they heard the situation.
yeah,
You can still send the letter.
right,
I'd suggest doing that first.
yeah.
Do VLCT first. I mean, rather than.
I'm sure they'll say the same thing as.
And if they say they have.
Maybe Deb's already, maybe that's where Deb's coming from.
Say go with the letter. If they say go with the letter, I wouldn't wait for another meeting.
No, start.
No.
The attorney letter.
Dealing with, see if they had recommendations.
Yeah, all right, I'll make a motion for town administrator to contact VLCT for advice on how to retrieve town property.
Second.
All those in favor?
Alright,
Aye.
thanks Deb, sorry you've gotta put up with this, we appreciate you doing this job for us, I know it hasn't been easy and, we really appreciate it.
Did I hear
Thanks a lot,
that,
Deb.
Thank you, Deb.
did I hear there's a lot, 2 laptops missing or just 1?
I think they said 2, Chris.
2.
David Barlow's holding up 2 fingers, so I guess it's 2.
And it
They're
was
not,
kind of,
well,
it was kind of a hint at it, but what are those laptops used for?
well, we believe they were used for delinquent tax collecting.
They were supposed to be
Supposed to be.
used. That's what they're
But-
for.
And if they've been missing since does the same person have both laptops?
We believe so.
We believe so, yeah.
Or does it both have other people who had that position?
Boy, not that I'm aware of, no, I don't even know who was the delinquent before Kate. I mean,
That was the
Yeah.
prior
Oh.
old town clerk. That
So
was
then,
the-
I didn't hear,
The prior town clerk.
The fire town clerk.
which was,
Cynthia
Cynthia
Diaz.
All right, so yeah, do that, Ed.
Alright,
Get back to us, get back to Deb.
okay. Alright, I just got some quick ones for other business for you. A few meetings ago during the BERT meeting, you guys want me to get a hold of AmeriGas to give them a heads up for the propane.
Yeah.
They need more information other than just that we're switching to propane, so Larry's working on it and he's gonna get me the info. Then
Perfect.
I'll get that to them.
Can I, can I add to that? The school had AmeriGas, correct? And they've had a lot of trouble with AmeriGas.
I was just gonna make that notation. The
They
school,
run out of propane.
yeah,
I guess
putting
I'm
out to
sure
bid
there's-
for the RFP.
The new furnace.
What'd you say, Deb?
The school is putting out to bid for RFP for propane pricing. So I would almost honestly make the recommendation to the select board to just hold on that thought for a little bit. It sounds like the school will probably be changing vendors, which means we will be changing vendors. So I wouldn't even probably get that going through with AmeriGas at this current time.
Okay.
That messed things up with Larry.
No.
No,
Just have to wait.
He doesn't care, he knows we're putting propane in, he doesn't matter who
I know.
we buy it from.
I know that Nathan would say 2 or 3 times ran out, they didn't come also, right? So
Yeah.
I have to.
Issues too, yeah.
I have to.
They wouldn't come up my driveway until I sent them a picture of my driveway that it was plowed and sanded. So
but why is it town, why is the school's decision? Why the town's decision based on the school's decision?
I think right now we're piggybacked on their
Yeah, so,
contract
yeah,
for the pricing.
for a better deal.
Okay, so it's not that they didn't,
No,
What-
it's just.
Working
We got
together.
a better price buying volume with the school.
but the school makes the decision?
We can decide not to go
We
with
can
them.
decide not to go if we don't want to, but we end up paying more, just.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we just do it to save the town money.
It won't change anything with Larry, he'll still have the same info.
Yeah, it's
so
gonna be,
whatever
he's putting in the same equipment.
Whatever
Yeah.
propane company, we'll just
Right.
give them Larry's
Yeah.
info.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting to see what happens at school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, for the doors, some of the doors in the community center, I talked to Deb and then you guys, I sent along the info to Carter from NVDA. She's gonna go through a process, see if they get approved. Larry will have to check it out. So that's in process to try to get those added.
Good, thank you, Ed.
Yep. And the last one I had was just that you guys were all good with the baseball field, right? I discussed it.
Yeah, let him use the
You
baseball.
were
Yeah,
good with
yeah.
it there.
Mhm.
They can get in. I checked with Nathan, it does get mowed, right? So.
Could they not get up there? What was the issue?
No, they just wanted.
There's a gate up there?
There's a gate and I don't know who closes it. Every year.
But it was just, I went and looked, it was
It's all
like
shooting.
baling twine and
Oh, so
wire.
there's like a lock. Oh, okay, so yeah,
I've even got it from middle summer before else, and it's closed or wrapped up.
Yeah, all right.
I don't.
No, they could get, they just wanted your permission to use it for the,
Yeah.
so.
Correct. It was out of courtesy. They were asking you, the select board, for permission.
Okay,
And then Carrie just looked and it was all wrapped up, so
yep,
that's all I had.
glad to have somebody use
Can
it.
I add one other business I didn't in the beginning?
Of course.
We have a new attendee, George, back there somewhere, George St. Onge.
Hey, George. Hello.
He said he talked to you. They're interested in maybe utilizing the old garage once we get the new garage, just to house their groomer. So just something to think about if you guys aren't using, once the new garage is built.
I said, I mean, it'll be a year
Right.
before you break ground and then see where everything fits.
Yep. Yeah, so they're just interested in the using, renting, leasing, whatever, the old garage here in town to house their.
Yep.
groomer.
And whatever your thoughts are on what you're gonna do at that point is what we're interested in, and we're just a small club, we've been here. Most people in here, the grandparents started the club. And we're still existing, and we're just looking for a place to house the groomer and service it and that in the winter time, and that spot is excellent. We have another spot that we could buy a half an acre from somebody. And we have some members that think we should go ahead. I strongly don't want to. It's all about dollars. It starts spending $10, you're gonna spend 10,000 before you're done, and you don't have that kind of money on hand, so that's. So I'm just looking at that as a potential for our club, and we're gonna be around for as long as snowmobiling exists.
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, me neither.
Assuming we have the garage, we're gonna have
Yeah.
space down here, right?
Should,
Mhm.
like I said, until it's actually built and get stuff placed,
Yeah.
it's hard to give a big definite yes on that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But by rights, yeah, there should be at least an open bay.
right. All you need is one bay, right?
Well, basically, I mean, it's like you said, Matt, that you're not interested in selling that, and that's from right now, you're thinking that 5 years from now, maybe you're gonna change your mind, I don't.
No, I don't.
We'd like to have the option to utilize it for our owner and the functions of our snowmobile club during the winter.
Sure.
Yeah.
We have a rubber track machine now, so it all fits.
And what club is that?
Our country mountaineers.
That did remind me also of if you guys don't remember off the top of your head, but I sent you all the info for the garage permit.
Yeah, I
So I don't know
saw
if
it.
you
Yeah.
want to just go with that or if you
Yeah.
could be in a meeting, I mean.
No, it's
Okay,
just send it.
and then maybe Roy can jump in sometime, we can get a timeline going,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so.
Updates every now and
So
then.
we're
to
good.
let us
You
know
guys
where
are
we're at.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
There was a link too, so you could check it all out on the state website, That's all I had, thank you.
Thank you.
Very good.
Approval of minutes, April 6, 26.
Looks good to me.
Looks good to me.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of Monday, April 6, 2026 as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Warrants are in the middle.
Fire district. Put it in.
I came up to one after I got off the road.
These something, just receipts?
I think that, yeah, it's oil supply.
Hey, Deb, did you hear back on the dogs and the trash burning?
Not as of yet. Pedro did end up responding back with one comment. Hey. I did ask him to go ahead and he needs to send a letter to those individuals. He stated he was getting in contact with ANR to have them go to that site, and Renee has not responded back for the dog issue.
Okay, thanks.
Motion to accept the warrants as presented?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion adjourned?
Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
All those opposed? No.
Have a good night.
You too, Deb.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen.